Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jessica Marquez, and I'm the Communications Manager for Grand Texas. First, I'd like to thank everyone for coming to our groundbreaking event for Big Rivers Water Park and Gator Bayou Adventure Park. We are so excited to begin this journey. First, we're going to hear from a few of the members of the Grand Texas community who have decided to join us on this adventure. Our first speaker is going to be Jim Marlette, the manager of the Grand Texas RV Resort.
Welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's obviously amazing to finally get to see this. Yeah. I've been here about 15 months and I've seen plenty of dirt. But it's nice to see that. Like she said, I run the general operations over at the resort. We have 141 sites. We're currently about 80%. It's amazing. As this thing grows, we'll grow. We look forward to being part of it. It's great to be part of the team. Makes me want to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Jim. Him and his wife, Chris, do a wonderful job at the RV Resort. We are so lucky to have them. Our next speaker is Alan Rudolph. He's the president of Speed Sports Racing Park and Alan Rudolph Racing Academy. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Thank you, Jessica. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Monty and the whole crew. Finally getting this thing going. You don't know how many times a week I hear, when's the water park starting? What's going on here next? So, I don't know if you remember this or not, but next week marks 3 years since my first visit here.
Really?
I was trying to figure out this morning what I was going to talk about, and I'll keep it brief, obviously, but in my mind it was just 2 years, but it's actually been 3 years since our first visit, and worked on the project. It was like everything was fast forward. We were trying to get started that next July. I moved here in July, 6 months later, moved here in July, and we're like, okay, we're closing low in October, we're going to break ground October. No. November, December, no. And then it just doesn't happen, right? And so being in this construction thing, I mean, hats off to you guys for all the hard work, and it is really difficult at best to do a project like this. And everyone says it just drags on, takes forever. When's it going to start? When's it going to start? Well, having been there and done that and built the racetrack, it took a year and a half longer than we had ever thought. And it's not near the magnitude of all of this. So we're just really happy to be part of the Grand Texas, and really happy that, you know, East Montgomery County Improvement District, Frank, and all the support that they've given us, and the Chamber, Rick Hatcher, and everybody locally just really embraced us as being a part of this project. And so we're just super excited to be here. And I can tell you, I've raced my whole life, been around the world, racing at tracks everywhere, and there is no track anywhere in America or the world, for that matter, that's this close to an international airport and all of this stuff that we're going to have going on around here. So the next 4 years or so, hotels within walking distance of the racetrack, water park, all the things that are going to happen here, this will be second to none to any facility around the world that I've ever been to. So hats off to Grand Texas for all that. Thank you, Monty.
Thank you so much, Alan. If you haven't visited Speed Sports, definitely go. We went a couple months ago and we had an absolute blast. But I was sore the next day, so if you do go, be careful. Our next speaker is Sanjeev Khanna, and he's one of our newest members. He just started construction just recently, and he will tell you about his project.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
First of all, congratulations to Monty, you know, for achieving this milestone that we all have been eagerly waiting for. You know, finally that has, happened. I associated with Monty a little over 3 years ago, and since then, you know, we have been planning a lot of things. So one of the tasks that I have taken, you know, as part of this, Grand Texas team is that we'll be building series of hotels here. We have already acquired 4 lots. And the very first hotel, you know, we have already started the work. That's going to be a dual brand, Best Western Premier and Executive Residency. We are actually trying to, you know, set new standards for the hotel. So Best Western has been very, very excited because this is the first of its kind of Best Western of that quality that has been, designed and will be constructed. And the second one, we have already signed agreement with Marriott to build there, and we are also looking at 2 brands over there, Fairfield Inn and Courtyard. So we'll continue the same trend, probably trying to bring 2 brands at each side, and if the project shapes up the way we are hoping for, we may have more than 4 hotels in it. Okay, thank you again.
Thank you, Sanjay. We're excited to have Best Western Premier as part of the Grand Texas family. Our next speaker is Frank McCready, and he and East Montgomery County Improvement District have been one of our biggest cheerleaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. And once again, it's just an honor and a privilege to be part of this ceremony. Monty's had a vision years ago about what this area can be. And when we first started, he said, Frank, I got an idea. Do you know where there's some property? And I'm like, we're East Montgomery County. We're here to reach out and bring job creation opportunities to our community. And we found the right place, and Monty had the right vision for job creation for our area. Just a few things I'd like to say. First off, who would have ever thought New Caney Splendor would have experienced this kind of change that we're experiencing today? When you talk to a lot of folks that have lived here many years, it's just something they wouldn't have envisioned. With the job creation opportunities, one of the most important aspects that our board sees is for the teens that are in our area, what are the job creation opportunities for them? And once again, this provides opportunities for our teens and others to take them off the road. Instead of having to take jobs in Humble and other surrounding communities, they can work in our own community. And taking them off the road, every minute we take our teens off of the road is a benefit to our community, and that's very important to our board. We just had a young teen just killed this past week in a car accident with Porter High School. So again, we can impact our community by providing job opportunities for our teens and other members in our community through projects like this. And what kid doesn't like sitting out there in the shorts being a lifeguard and watching the cute girls? So again, we think it's a great opportunity. From an educational perspective, once again, education will be paramount with Monty's project. They've incorporated a lot of themes where it provides an educational aspect to when you visit the park, you can learn about the different creatures and reptiles that roam around Texas and other educational aspects. It's very important other than just entertainment. Another aspect to it is, once again, when we first provided some incentive funds for Flying J was the largest taxpayer to Splendora Independent School District. Today, Monty and once again, Grand Texas will be the largest taxpayer providing funds to Splendora ISD and allowing that school district to continue to grow and accommodate the growth that's coming to the area. So once again, kudos to you, Monty, and very excited about your all's participation in the area. And finally, from our Improvement District Board, several of our board members are here. Hopefully you've had an opportunity to visit with them and talk with them in regards to, it's been a challenge in regards to this project, and we're finally here. And looking forward next year to being able to provide some recreational opportunities and some travel and tourism opportunities for East Montgomery County. And with that, I have 3 words I want to say now. First is unrelenting, tenacious, and persistence. It's my job to introduce our next speaker, Monty Galan with Grand Texas. And Monty, those words absolutely represent you.
So many people to thank, and so first and foremost, the person to thank is my wife. When we started this journey, we had no idea that it was going to take as long as it did. So anybody on Facebook who said, hey, it's not happening fast enough, you guys don't know the half of it. But she's been by my side. My kids, anybody who's driven by the site or the RV park at 2 o'clock in the morning and seen me out there working, they miss out. But the reality is that we look at this as a legacy, as something that will be in this community for a long, long time. The next person that I'd like to thank is Patsy Ward. Patsy and Ed Flint, they invited me on this journey a long time ago, and without them, I wouldn't be on it. Now, there are some Saturdays where I'm here at 9 o'clock at night, and I think, I wish they had never invited me. But the reality is that that they did. Max Backrack's our chairman of the board, and every journey has perils, and Max has helped us negotiate a lot of those perils. And Matt Frazier and Paul Primavera are here, and other outside investors, but Matt and Paul, they believed in the project enough. And I will say, in regard to at the time when we were looking at Grand Texas, we had a couple of sites that we were considering, and I use Paul's quote all the time that Paul said, "Look, Monty, you don't." When I was coaching soccer, when I was coaching my daughter in soccer, I taught her, you don't go where the ball is, you go where the golf ball is going to be. And East Montgomery County is where the ball is going to be. That's where the growth is going and headed. I'll never forget when I met with Frank and I inquired about one property, and I'll tell you, a lot of people, a lot of government officials, a lot of people that work in government, they would have said, no, that site's not available. But Frank said, hey, you know what? I know of a site, and that's what brought us here. And the whole MSID board, I know that they've had to field all of the questions for years. When's it coming? How many jobs is it going to provide? But this is just the start of that journey. So this project is a great step in that. The other group that I have to name is I talk about how I'm here late at night. Jessica and Lance and Kent, Jim and Chris and Sonia and Charlie and then I hope I'm not forgetting other people. But I'll come in on a Saturday night and say, okay, I want to work in the office. I'm gonna go to the office. I'm gonna be alone. And Lance is there working, or Jessica's coming in the middle of the night. And so I'd like to thank all of them. Sanjeev was actually was the first property buyer at the site, and his goal was to put up a hotel. And right now, I believe that I know they've poured the piers for it, but they're out pouring a foundation for that Best Western Hotel right now. Yeah. That's huge jobs for the area as well as convenience. Speed sports, first attraction out here, and Jessica's right. If you haven't been out there, we had a mud meeting. We held a mud meeting there, and it was so distracting because we were watching these cars zip by, and it was you just wanted to participate. So, the East Montgomery County Mud Number 4 Board, they've been coming to mud meetings for 4 years and helped establish this. Bill Hartley with SME Advisors. Oh, there he is. He's the one who created this financing plan that helped get this resolved. And North Avenue Capital has entrusted us with not only this project, but also Gator Bayou and so many other projects. They were involved with speed sports, and to have their trust in this community, in this project, and quite frankly in me, that's very very humbling. We take that trust very serious. Thank you to the community. Somebody when we were out there was saying before the groundbreaking, they were telling me sorry that they were one of the naysayers. The reality is that I have confidence in our team, all the people that I thanked. I have confidence in our local government, and we move forward. And it wasn't at the pace that we would have liked, or maybe some of the public would have liked, but it was at the right pace. We're here now, and we'll be moving forward. And each piece will be an exciting addition. The only downside is, in a couple of years when we do the next big thing, everyone will say, "Oh yeah, we knew it was coming." But I'd like to thank Lyle and Associates. They've been the mud engineers throughout most of the project. WGA's been doing the project engineering. Quest Engineering has been doing the MEP and the structural. I like to say that the ground that we're standing on right now was designed by Quest Engineering and Ron, and then most importantly, I'd like to thank Solid Bridge Construction, Vance Bridges, and Carl, and just pushing this project forward. It is hard to find people that are as motivated as we are to get this project done, and they are out there, man. They are hoofing it, you know. And Vance is sitting right here, and I can see in his eyes, he's right now going, man, if I had one more guy out there, I could get so much more done. But you hear me talk, a lot of times you'll see the interview with me, but the reality is that there's a great team of people and a history of people that have been working on this project, working diligently, exchanging emails in the middle of the night. We've had our trials, our tribulations, our challenges, and we've overcome them, and they'll continue to show up, and we'll continue to overcome them. But thank you very much, and I hope this moment is as important to the community as it is to all of us. I'd like to introduce other members of our team: Sonia Munoz, who is our general manager, and Charlie Martin, who is our director of operations for the water park. And we've gone out to bring the best. I know that Kent Malsby is our director of facilities, and we stole him from Knott's Berry Farm out in California, and he was the last director of facilities for Astroworld. And I know I got that title wrong, but I'll figure it out later. And we got Sonia from Schlitterbahn and Charlie from Raging Waters, which is kind of like the California Schlitterbahn. Schlitterbahn doesn't want to hear that, but I don't think Raging Waters does either. But so thank you all for coming out and braving this weather and sharing this moment with us. Like I said, while she's up here. One of my 4 kids. This is one of my 4 kids. She put this all together, and it's really awesome to be able to be proud. Proud of your kids on a daily basis. So.
We're about to start the groundbreaking ceremony, so if I can get all of the participants with hard hats to step up to the shovels. I will be taking a few pictures, so please be patient with us.
That was a little more important.
Dan is the president of North Avenue Capital, and I'm going to get this one. I want to say Chatraw, but Cetro, you're close. Cetro, okay, all right. And then we've got Charlie Martins, our director of operations, Big Rivers. Sonia Munoz, our general manager. Patsy Ward, our muse and board of directors and co-founder. Muse. Sorry, she's not a meadow. Max Backrack's our chairman of the board. Frank McCready is the executive director of the East Montgomery County Improvement District, and Bill Hartley is with SME Advisors. He's the guy who arranged all the money, so everyone should check out on that. And Vance Bridges, he's building this. You know, I've gotten calls on a Saturday, and they've said, "Hey, what's your timeline? When are you going to get done?" Don't do that to Vance, though. We need him working. We need him on. And then we've got Travis Hess, and he's also with Solid Bridge Construction. So thank you to all of you for joining us, and thank you everyone as well. So, thank you.